Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our July Shotsuki Hoyo. I will begin today's service with the chanting of Sambujo, followed by the reading of the names for this month. Namanda, Samanda, Samanda. The members of the Betsuing come together today to virtually observe July Shotsuki Hoyo. This is our monthly memorial service remembering friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of July. They are Shizuko Yamamura, Yaeko Hatano, Hank Kishaba, Fujie Yamasaki, Mike Nishio. We realize in the cherished memories of those we love that we have lost, the impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the flowers offered remind us of the delicate truth of life's impermanence. And may the light that burns brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida's light of wisdom that dispels the darkness of selfishness. Namandav, samandav, samandav. Please join me in the chanting of Jusei Ge. If you have your Nusei 10, it's on page 28, or you may read the prompter that's shown here. Namanda, samanda, samanda, namanda. Nanda. 小学がお無料法不意大摂取不採所貧具政府上小学菓子上仏道妙所長実法空教未証門政府上小学利欲人少年上映修凡行主具無浄土異所天人師人力縁大公不所無才道少女三苦名苦災苦役難回避知恵言滅死根門案永息小悪道通達全宗門高僧上満足意よろ実法日月修十期天候音符言異種開表像公正功徳法上王大集中先方一祝供養一切仏具足修徳本元年出上満得意三害王如仏無下地通達未不詳願学営力投資最小損志願若国家大聖の感動国書天人道珍妙家ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくどく平等性一切道本菩提心往生あらこくナマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダサマンダ。At this time, please join me in the reading of the three treasures, followed by Sankyamon. Three treasures. Fortunate it is to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Sankhya-mon. Ninjin ukegatashi ima sudeni uku. Buppo kikigatashi ima sudeni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dose zumba. Sarani izure no shou ni mukatte ka konomi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sambo ni kieshi tatematsuru beshi. Mizu kara butsu ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujou to tomo ni daidou wo taige shite mujoi wo okosan. Mizu kara hou ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujou to tomo ni fukaku kyōzō ni irete chie umi no gotoku naran. Mizu kara sou ni kieshi tatematsuru. Masani nega wakuba shujou to tomo ni daishu wo tori shite issai muge naran. Mujō jinjin mimyo no hou wa 100,000 万語にも愛をことかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくば如来の真実義を下したてまつらん。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏。Good morning again. Welcome to this morning's service. I understand that they say that now we can come out of our sheltered life and maybe see some of our friends. Wouldn't that be nice? And do a little socializing and maybe even have small family gatherings. Boy, that'll be great, isn't it? But I will still take my mask and have it with me just in case we might need it. The weather? Well, this week it's been great. It's been just in the low 90s, pretty bearable. It's really nice. But you know, last week we had pretty hot ones. But think about it, it's already July. But we really can't complain, can we? We are so fortunate to have these cool days now. Today, thank you for joining me for our Shotsuki Hoyo, our monthly memorial service for loved ones we have lost in July. Every year, when their month of passing draws near, we cannot help but think of them again. We know that each time we lose someone, we realize again that life is not forever. This is the Buddha Dharma, one of the most essential teachings of Buddhism, impermanence. This is a teaching that reminds us again and again that everything is constantly changing. Nothing remains the same. This is the truth in life. This is the universal truth. Everybody, everywhere, every place is affected. These monthly memorial services allows us to remember loved ones and friends with memories we have of them. Our memorable memories could be happy memories, sad, good, bad memories. But all of these memories we have of our loved ones in our hearts are many, many life lessons for us making our daily lives so appreciative and feel so fortunate to have had them in our lives. Well, this month is also my mother's Shotsuki. She passed away July of 1995. To talk about her, I'd like to tell you a little bit about what happened to me. So I'm going to share a little interruption in my daily schedule that happened early last month. My routine is walking at least 1 to 3 miles all around my neighborhood and do my exercise with the Silver Sneakers class. I found this to be very purposeful and helpful for me, especially during these pandemic months. Well, I already have arthritis in my hand, and I'm able to cope with it. But this time, arthritis found another place to join in my body, my right knee. You know how important legs are. Well, this made my walking 1 to 3 miles daily very, very difficult. But however, I was still able to continue with my Silver Sneaker class every day because she modifies it and adjusts it. Don't do it if you're in pain. So I go according to that, and I've been able to continue that. But my right knee, it started as a bearable discomfort. Then it went up to a point where I couldn't even walk outside anymore. I found taking more time outs whenever doing anything, especially if I'm standing or walking. I felt this discomfort for a long time, but it was only for 3 days. It was not until 2 weeks later before I felt no pain and I was able to start walking outside again. Those 3 days or so of unbelievable pain, super discomfort, made me feel unable to enjoy my days. I just didn't feel up to anything. This interruption in my daily schedule made me think about my mother with her horrible, horrible, painful months of shingles that she was fighting with. She endured this without us even knowing that what she was tolerating. Talk about gaman. Oh my gosh, and that's not, I guess, what I don't have. By the time she was having some severe pains, she said, I think I need to go see the doctor. Well, she finally went, and her shingle was progressed quite a bit. He was able to alleviate her pain to give her some medication. She chose not to take it. Why? Oh, she told her friends about her problems, and they said, oh, you better not take that medicine because it's going to start affecting other parts of your body, or other part of the things are going to start getting damaged. So these friends of hers had more influence than her doctor that gave her this medication that would stop these pains. Well, she listened, so she was constantly complaining about how much she was hurting with these excruciating pains. The level of pain she was having, I could not relate how bad or how painful. So to distract her during this time, I would ask her several times, do you want to go shopping today or later? No. Would you want to go visit some of your friends? How about going to lunch? It's always the same answer. She was not up to it. It seemed like she had her shingles for a long time. I thought it was years and years, because whenever anything happens, even if it's for 5 minutes, you think it's for an hour, right? So this is what I thought it happened for years and years. But I think it was more like several months. But even that was a long time. Because here I was, just a few days, trying to endure the pains and aches that I was having from my arthritis in my knee, and it was just coming and going. But I know if my mom was physically here today, she would probably tell me, I had arthritis too, so I know your pain. What you are going through is nothing compared to this shingles. You don't know. You just don't know. And if you hear this in Japanese, it's more stern, I think. あんたの痛みはそう痛くない。私のはもう苦しい、苦しい。Something to that effect. So truthfully, I didn't know. I really didn't know. I felt the short time I encountered my discomfort was my lesson from my mom. You just don't know or cannot relate to this or any other serious happenings if you had not experienced the agony of it or the loss of feeling of it or the sickness. I found myself saying, what I did not know then, I thought I got just a little feeling of what she was experiencing the few days of being so painful in my thoughts. And I thanked her for sharing the lesson in life. We are not able to truthfully know whatever a person may be experiencing if we ourselves have not experienced. We could only empathize. We can only truthfully respond by saying, I cannot even imagine how sad you are or how bad it hurts, how terrible it's been that you must feel. It was years later when the shingle shots first came available. We actually had to get on a list to get them. And we, my siblings and me, we made sure we got ours. Now my kids are getting theirs as they witness how their grandmother suffered so bad. The last few months before her passing, my mom wasn't complaining any severe sharp pain she was having as she was diagnosed with stomach cancer, a terminal disease. This probably messed the shingles that she had, so it wasn't detected early either. We've had her put on hospice program to help her and us through this phase of her life. At least she was very much pain-free from shingles and even from the cancer if she had any pains because she was medicated. I feel she was making sure that we take care of ourselves, listen to our doctor, especially if we feel any discomfort, to seek medical help as soon as possible. Hopefully, all of you have gotten the current pandemic COVID-19 vaccinations to assure some degree of prevention to avoid a severe bout with this disease. The shingle shots, it's a good idea to get those shots too. It's not an epidemic, but could be very painful disease you'd want to avoid. Today, at this Shotsuki Hoyo, this monthly memorial service, we remember those people we have lost with love and appreciation for the many lessons in life that we have in our hearts. They have made our present lives what they are. Only when we realize there must be an end to life can we truly begin to live, not taking for granted the gift of each day. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Our closing gatha for today is Ondok-san 2, and you are welcome to join in.
身をこにしてももうすべ
Thank you. In closing, I would like to thank you for all attending today's service virtually. And I would like to give special thanks to our technical expert, Stuart Ito, for allowing this, and Patty, Reverend Patty, for the musical support for our closing gatha, and Merv Mariyama for singing beautifully the closing gatha, Ondok-san 2. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. Please have a safe and enjoyable, really enjoyable day. I have a reminder, it's very, very important. It's in reference to the Hatsubon service, which will be virtually accessible through a Zoom link. It is Sunday, July 11th at 10:30. Hatsubon is a special observation of the first Obon memorial. If you have lost a family member or friend in the last year, and you would like to have that person included in the Hatsubon service, please call the temple office at 916-446-0121 and leave a voicemail message with the following information as soon as possible, because the cutoff date is the 5th. Name of the person to be included, date of birth, date of passing, a picture, if you could. Maybe you might have to put it in the mail or email it, and the email addresses and names who would like to attend. We need this information for you to get the Zoom site. So please remember that, and if you wanted your family person to be included, must act on that quickly. Otherwise, thank you for attending today's Shotsuki Hoyo. Please take care and be safe. Until next time. Thank you for attending. Namanda, Samanda, Samanda.